Welcome, everybody, to another day of the Black and Gold Dynasty podcast playoff week show. Tonight, you never know what's going to happen. I got a little bit of Steeler tidbits. I have some special guests, but let's get into the intro. We're going to talk who we will be playing this Sunday. So, right now, Black and Gold Dynasty show. Welcome, everybody, on a Monday night edition at little after 9, 3 minutes after 9. Hopefully, you guys are popping in on social media. But tonight, we got a couple guests. The first guest I'm going to bring on, this guy knows his football. He knows all kind of sports. He might have a little bit of announcement maybe to talk about. It is the smartest man in Philadelphia, Rich Smoke. Rich, how you doing tonight?
Still catching shit for that intro every time, but I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Good. So let me ask you a question real quick before we talk a little football. Since you're on, but you don't have your partner with you, but there is something you want to talk about a little bit, what you're trying to do here in the lovely podcasting world.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to have our official intro drop today. Unfortunately, due to some illness, Freight Train and God bless your brother is dealing with a really bad version of the flu. And then to top things off, went to go somewhere today and his tire slashed, so his tire popped as well. So,
Shit.
been a tough time. He has 4 kids, for those of you who might not know. So busy young guy, got a new job, got all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, so there is a podcast coming here soon. I will be dropping a intro. I was going to announce it tonight, but he messaged me today saying, "Hey, I got tomorrow." So,
right.
One more day. It keeps getting prolonged, but there's a lot of stuff. It's fresh after the holidays. He's sick. He got kids. I'm busy. I got a kid. It's been chaos.
I understand.
Man.
I understand. It's
Pure
for me,
chaos.
it's a little easier because I don't have the situations that you both have. So I mean, I can understand and attest to that. That would be something to you have to adapt and overcome every time.
Yep.
So, but yeah. So everybody, when Rich Smoke and Freight Train make their big announcement, it will definitely be shared on the Triple B Experience because these guys Wednesday night will be back on where we see how our picks did and give our playoff picks, which I totally bombed this week. I already know. But
I don't know. I haven't looked. I always wait until the day of, so I don't
okay.
get myself.
That's okay. I know I was terrible, but
and
I
can announce the name of the show though. The show will be called NFL Elite Banter is what it's going to be called. It's
okay.
not. It might not be the snazzy. If you know what it is, I sat down. I was sitting with Freight Train. I'm like, what's the show going to be about? Well, we're doing NFL. We're doing all 32 teams. For those of you who don't know, I am an all-around sports guy. I'm not just Philadelphia. I'm not just Pittsburgh. You want to talk about 32 different teams? We can talk about all 32 of them. You want to go back and talk Oilers? We can do that. You want to talk Phoenix Cardinals? We can do that. Big into football, always have been. So it's an NFL show, and it's just we're trying to come with the top of the top banter, man. We're just, it's the professional way of saying we're going to shit talk without calling it NFL Elite shit talk. So to keep it somewhat professional, so we have a chance to be monetized at some point.
Sure.
Take the curse word out. What do we replace shit talking with? We'll replace it with banner. We're going to be bannering like crazy. It's going to be a good time, man. It's gonna be
I would like to get monetized too, but it's a slow, tedious process. But I think I say too many F-bombs and it takes the algorithm out. And I think YouTube don't like me for it, but it is what it is. But I do have a question in the YouTube comments, and we are going to talk about who the Pittsburgh Steelers are facing Sunday at 1:00. I'm telling you, I'm excited, Rich, because this reminds me of the time back in the days when the Steelers, like we talked earlier, when the Steelers played in playoffs and Steeler fans were all pumped up. We're excited every day. That's how I feel right now, even though I have a better chance of seeing Jesus, which Jesus is a friend of mine. But I'm all pro Steelers, as you know. And hey, Boothie, what's up? Chris Anderson, Pastor Adams, thank you. Donnie Fulmer says, hey guys, Chris Anderson, hello gentlemen, looking forward to this whole weekend of shows. Yeah, I got every day, Chris. I'm popping on here, man. I've never done this before. I've never done it during a playoff week, and it's something that I can do. And hopefully everybody jumps on and it likes what we're doing, likes the guests that I'm bringing on, and interacts in a good Steeler kind of way, positive vibes, everything. But I do have a question right here from Craig, one of our big-time loyal supporters. So here you go.
What's up, Craig?
Hi, Rich. Question for you. You think the Steelers-Eagles Super Bowl is possible?
Well, Craig from Patton, I can tell you that on my Facebook. I've been saying one or two things about the Eagles this last couple of days. Zero things positive. As much as I would love that, and I think that me and Bubba would probably be on here screaming at each other by the time Super Bowl comes. That is how enemies are created, right? Super Bowl comes, a lot of shit talking has to be had. It's a Super Bowl, right?
Right.
But all joking aside, Philadelphia's a tough road. I'm not. I mean, listen, we just lost to the Giants. I mean, again, where there's some weird things, we're missing 3 or 4 playmakers. Sure, Pittsburgh's also dealing with some things. I think T.J. Watt with the MCL is a huge concern.
You ever know what a second grade sprain is?
I think it's the same thing as like anything else. Basically it's the level of severity of is what it is. There's MCL. There's a 1 sprain, 2, 3.
He's walking without a brace right now. He's walking without a brace. He's at the practice facility. There doesn't look like there's any trouble, but underneath the skin is very serious. I'm not a doctor. I played one on TV once.
Nope.
But it just sucks. And there I go saying, I must say, 17 million times in a podcast show. It just makes it so like we're there, and Montavious Adams rolling into TJ, and I'm like, and you could see him punching the ground, and I'm like, oh, and my wife was like, he's in trouble, and I'm like, oh, please, Tammy, don't say that.
I mean, no matter what, he's not going to be 100%. We know that. I mean, I'm not saying maybe he's 95. Who knows? But at this point,
I'll take a 95%.
At this point, you need him at 95 better than anything. I mean, he has to be in the game. Question is, can he be effective? Right? I mean, that's obviously the biggest thing. And you got Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. The only real way to stop that offense is to put pressure on Josh Allen, and that's not easy. He's mobile. He's a big body dude. He's not easy to bring down.
I didn't know he was 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's not easy to bring down either. So
no.
If I have to be fully honest, and for all those Steelers fans who don't like to hear these things, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm going to be honest. I don't see either one of us making the conference championship game. Obviously, would I love to see both of us get there? 100%. Of
course.
I have Philly losing divisional. Doesn't matter who we play. I think the Rams would smoke us right now. I think the Niners would smoke us. The Cowboys will probably smoke us. It's going to be in Dallas. We always lose in Dallas. They always lose in Philly. That's why that 2 seed was so big for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pittsburgh has a tough road. You got Buffalo. You got teams out there that are going to be a really tough road.
But the positive thing that I've been doing, Smoke, that I've been giving this positivity, the AFC, and I know I've told you because I've written it down. The AFC right now is the weakest I've ever seen it in a long, long time.
Well, I mean, it's weird because in a sense I can see the weak comment. That being said, I would say it's the most up-and-coming conference. I mean, so the NFC was a little stagnant for a while, and that talent kind of took off. A lot of the talent that was in the AFC is kind of either retired or it's kind of gotten hurt or what. There's a lot of issues this year.
Right.
But I will say there's a lot of teams coming up in the AFC. You got what's that? Houston over there is getting way better. They're going to be a problem. Houston, you guys are going to have a problem soon because that team is looking legit. They found steals in every single round of that draft. It felt like
they have a quarterback. They have a quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so again, the Bills are weird. The Bills, I can't say they've gotten better or worse. They're like the same every year. They come off as an MVP caliber team.
Like I watched that game, and ladies and gentlemen, this is who we're playing. We're talking about it as here we go. This is the big marquee matchup this Sunday at 1 p.m. Okay. And look, they got Mason, giving plug to Steelers Wire. They got Mason Rudolph in the marquee because actually at halftime, it was a Peacock game going against Kansas City 14-7. And then they tied it up with a special teams touchdown. And then it switched all over. Steeler fans were like, I don't get Peacock. I don't know how am I going to watch the game? I'm like, oh my God. And then it just switched over and it's Sunday at 1. I feel kind of feverish, but anyway, it's just, we don't have the last 2 games we played against the Buffalo Bills. We've got, we beat them in a preseason. Whoop-de-doo. The regular season last year is when we got manhandled. And we didn't have TJ Watt then. Kenny Pickett threw like 300 yards, but it was garbage.
Yep.
It was a garbage game. It was bad because then we played Buffalo and we played you guys, and you guys kicked their ass last year, and it was 2 weeks of misery. I think it's a little different than the last time we played. I'm giving it all pro vibes for Pittsburgh because of the running game. I don't think the Buffalo Bills defense is strong as it usually was. Maybe their secondary is, and they played that zone coverage, and I believe we can run on them. And if we run on them, we keep Allen on the bench.
The problem is, though, he's going to get out there at some point in time, and the thing is, we talk about Stephon Diggs, but like for example, that running game with James Cook has been phenomenal. I mean, they've gotten way better in the run game, which is what kept them alive this year. Because when Josh Allen wasn't able to get the ball out, they were relying on the run game 1,000%. So. Buffalo, that's the one strength they have now that they never had before. They always relied on Josh Allen for like 90% of the efficiency of the team. He's still responsible, I think, for like 85% of the team's points or something like that, some crazy high number. But Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, Kincaid.
Well, Davis is not 100%. Davis as of today. Well, Davis doesn't have today, but today the Steelers are getting Minka back. They're getting KZ back. So they're getting two defensive starters back in that lineup. Nick Herbig is going to be playing for TJ Watt. So I know it's a shitty thing because TJ got hurt and he's out. But last year when he was out, the substitutes that we had were not that good. Yeah. The depth that we have in the outside linebackers is a lot better than we had last year against Buffalo. And Nick Herbig he's a machine. He goes 100%. He's all we need is a strip sack or something like that. That's all we need is a turnover. And I know some kid in Punxsutawney would be crying if the Steelers got a turnover and he's coming on Friday. He could talk a lot of trash, but I'm telling you, I see and I smell upset because the Steelers are underdogs. Buffalo Bills favored 9.5.
That's just because I think offensively and defensively they have the better stacked up lineup. I mean, when you look at the problem with Pittsburgh is going to be at this point, Buffalo has something to prove. They have to play well and like prove that they belong there.
Thank you, Benjamin.
But Pittsburgh has a lot more to prove than Buffalo does. And the reason I say that is everybody knows Buffalo can score points. Everybody knows that Buffalo can win games. They should have beaten Philly. They should have finished the game better than what they actually were. We got lucky there. He throws to the wrong side of Gabe Davis and whiffed on it. He was wide open for a fucking walk-in game-winning TD in overtime. The problem's going to be for Buffalo, they can't let it get to the crucial moment. I mean, Josh Allen's 0 for 8 in his entire career in overtime games.
I've never seen a quarterback throw 2 or 3 picks and still win the game. They had 3 turnovers last night and they still won the game. They compared him in the Pittsburgh media on the radio today, Bradshaw. That's who they compared him to, Bradshaw, without the Super Bowl rings, because no offense, everybody that's a Buffalo Bills fan, he hasn't won shit. So regular season is regular season. Kal-El can talk all they want, but the organization on a whole has never won anything. So I don't care. You can sit there and apples and oranges, regular season to playoffs. I mean, I think the last time we did play them in the playoffs, we beat them.
Yep. I mean, so I think the biggest thing's going to come down to for Pittsburgh, it's all the typical same shit you're going to hear everywhere you watch, which is you got to control time of possession. I mean, in this game especially, you got to keep that ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Don't give that offense a chance to go put points on the board. So, like you said, running the ball. It's going to mean Mason Rudolph playing a very, very smart, not elite. Doesn't have to be elite.
No.
You don't have to be elite. You don't have to go throwing the ball.
Mistake-free football.
You don't got to go throwing the ball 45, 50 yards downfield. If that's not what you're strong at, don't fucking do it. Stick to what you know. 10-yard out routes. Run some slants. Run something easy. Get a chance to get the receivers open a little bit. The more you start running the ball, you start pushing that. You push the secondary back a little bit. Start getting the ball across the middle because they're going to start leaving gaps. Because now they got to count out for the run. Once they start bailing on the run, let Najee get stopped a few times, the middle will open up eventually. So get the ball out. Get it out quick if you have to. Agreed. They have 3 edge rushers on their active roster and starting.
Thanks, Shane. Thanks, Shane. Look at that.
Buffalo is in trouble. Buffalo is in trouble defensively. It's all going to come down to, can Pittsburgh move the football? If they can control the line,
correct.
And if they can run the football, Pittsburgh will win this game.
Well,
if they start having Mason Rudolph trying to play like fucking Drew Brees out here, it's going to be a bad day because, again, he's played well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Mason Rudolph.
Right.
I'm still not sold just because you got a couple games in does not mean that you proved anything. For me, let him be what he is. Let him game manage.
But
run the ball.
The thing about it is, though, Mason never got the opportunity, and this is the huge redemption story on this side of the state. He never got. I don't think Mike Tomlin wants to admit that he was wrong. Because even in training camp when I went down there, he looked better. The media said he looked better. I mean, I understand he got his head bashed in by Myles Garrett. He got knocked out in the Ravens game. He got called a racist. He never got. Ben was not treating him very well because Ben didn't want him to take his spot. Ben wasn't a good teammate, and I'm a pro Ben guy, but Ben was worried. He has a strong arm. I mean, he threw for almost 500 yards in that stadium one time when he was in college with James Washington. He has the stronger arm out of anybody as a quarterback with Pittsburgh. Well, all we need is him and George Pickens, one big play, and that could be with the running game. Because like I said on my show the other day, Jaylen Warren had a bad game in the weather conditions. Now it's supposed to be kind of cold up there. And hopefully Najee, I think Najee's got something to prove. I think that offensive line is a little, got some tenacity. And the big, huge jumbo packet that they have, like Connor Haywood was blocking like gangbusters and open up holes in that game. So,
I mean, my biggest concern is you got to be able to pass the football at some point. And again, he's done it a little bit. So Baltimore, 150. So this is a big thing about Baltimore game. I told everybody they were going to be a better defense, what people gave them credit for. Again, a lot of backups in there, but 152 yards and a touchdown. I know the weather conditions were tough, but that's still not playoff numbers, right? I mean, even being a game manager, you still got to be pulling at least 250. I mean, 225, 250. You got to give the offense a little bit of a chance to breathe. You're not going to be playing against Baltimore without Lamar and all them guys. Like, obviously, defense doesn't matter here, but you're not playing against, the backup to Josh Allen. You're playing Josh Allen.
Right.
You're not playing the second strings. You're playing the starter. So the problem I see is this. You have Baltimore, who you played against there, not a freebie game by any means. It's always a tough division battle, but 152 yards at a touchdown doesn't get me too excited. The week before, December 31st with Seattle, New Year's Eve, a little bit better yardage-wise, 274, no touchdowns, no picks. And then December 23rd, Cincinnati, 290, 2 touchdowns, no picks. The concern I have, though,
he's got no interceptions so far in 3 starts. I'll take that right now.
3 touchdowns, no picks, 719 yards, which is an average of roughly around like 200 and change. But my concern there is not only that, but you haven't faced a real quarterback yet. I'm sorry, I don't count Geno Smith to come back.
Right. No, I understand where you're coming from.
So you've played Browning in Cincinnati with an offense that was struggling big time because Mixon was banged up and Browning was in there and they were missing some guys on defense. Then you're playing Seattle at Geno. And Geno did not play well.
But he was the comeback player of the year last year. He did get an award. So
yeah, but he had big numbers. But it's one of them things where what does it do for me if I'm not in the playoffs?
Receivers. Seattle got better receivers than we had, and Joey Porter. That was
And then Baltimore with the backups. And again, I'm not taking nothing away, but still, that's what it was. So
but winning in Baltimore is very hard, no matter if they got backups.
It is.
It's very hard.
I'm just saying, my concern going into the game is at some point you're going to have to go in there and say, okay, I'm going to be mistake free. Number one, stay with the no picks, but I have to be able to spread the ball around a little bit. If I'm Tomlin, I have to be able to trust you to go in there and at least put up 225 yards passing, 250.
Sure.
There's no way like against the Ravens with their backups, you can do 152, run the ball. It's also a nasty game out. The weather conditions were there.
I couldn't even see it. I had to wipe off my TV screen because the weather was this.
So you can definitely do 150 and still win the game. You're not going to throw for 400 yards often in those kinds of games. But here we are. If conditions are good, like they said it should be a nice condition game here. You got to prepare yourself for Josh Allen, and you can't expect the offense to go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out like the Brownings, like the Genos, like the Tyler Huntleys.
Well, I got some comments here. I got some comments. Don't have to worry too much about the weather. Steelers can play in cold. Both teams can. That's very true, Craig.
Yep.
Here's Shane. Crazy talk. If Mason gets them to the AFC Championship, do they keep him, make it work number-wise next year? Well, if he gets us to the AFC if he wins one playoff game, Shane, I've said numerous times on this show, Steelers will not be able to afford him, and he's going somewhere else because somebody else will pay him money if he wins one playoff game because somebody will pay him. Some team will pay. That's just how crazy teams are,
I see Steelers Nation from down under over there.
Yes, there he is. Mark.
He thinks Josh Allen sucks, but I'm with you there. I'm with Kal-El 100%. And me and him bust balls a lot because of the Philly Buffalo game. I got to agree with
there he is.
He does not suck. Not at all. I mean, again, he has over 40 touchdowns. in the end, you're going to throw more picks if you go for more big
Josh
plays.
Allen can throw for 40 touchdowns, but the reason is, Kal-El, he's never won the big game. He's not won a big game.
But he doesn't suck.
He's
MVP candidate every year.
He'll suck against the Steelers because I'm pro Steelers. But Josh Allen has not won the big game. He has not won anything. Right now, he is the new version of Dan Marino. Big stats, no rings.
But see, I'll agree with one thing. I don't remember where I saw.
I just did that to piss him off.
Me and Kal-El have like the same social circles now at this point. With Larry posts and his posts.
Is that good or bad?
I have no fucking idea. But the reason why I say that is, I think I saw him post somewhere. I forget what the hell he said. I just had it in my head and I lost it. But he was saying something about it's a team game. It's true. It is. I mean, at the end of the day, a Super Bowl requires a 53-man roster. And not to mention backups. So really, it's like 65 guys a lot of the time. By the time you're done rotating everybody in and out, you got like 70 different coaches, training staffs, whatever. In the end, you can't put it just on guys like Marino. You can't put it on guys like, you can't put it on Josh Allen alone either. In my opinion,
Marino had Clayton and Duper. They just
defense wasn't as good as it could have been though either. And at that time in history, defense won you championships 1,000%.
Right.
Now you're seeing teams scoring 30, 40 points in the Super Bowl. You didn't see that back in Marino's day, back when they were playing ball.
No.
You were seeing low-scoring games that were, the under was like 15 points and the over was like 24. So
I think the Steelers, when they played against Dallas and Steelers in that Super Bowl, that was Super Bowl 13. That was probably the highest scoring Super Bowl at that time in the 70s.
Until Philadelphia and New England went off and had a fucking ridiculous one. But yeah, so Josh Allen does not suck. Again, is that always going to be a thing for him?
He sucks in the Steeler hearts and minds, Kal-El, because I know this kid is going to be running me ragged.
I'm not sure who Jared Devil is, but I agree. Obviously, Allen is beatable. Everybody's beatable. There's not a single player in the NFL ever.
Mark says. Steelers Freak has a good point. Harvard can't punt in tropical weather. He's terrible. He is our weak link, and they need to cut him. Or get him some competition next year.
You gave him player of the game like 7 weeks ago.
I know I did, but he's been shitty. And I got I got some comments here. Chris Allen, maybe they hit him, made reset button. Talking about Mason Rudolph. Williams says, I hope we can stay focused and beat Buffalo. Yes, focus is the key. Kal-El's in the house now. Brock Burr, thanks for tuning in. Chris Elliott. Kal-El's like Josh might play like Tom Brady this week versus the Chiefs in Super Bowl 55. Now, I'm not saying it will happen, but he might go crazy like he did on the Eagles, but not lose this time. The problem is, Kal-El, even the Steelers' defense is not as strong as it was in the past. We haven't had this year somebody seriously light us up. And Minka's coming back. And Minka's, and they're going to put Patterson, Pete, right there. He's going to be playing safety too. So I got a whole bunch of stuff. Allen is the new Farver. He sucks. Mark from Australia just he's probably got a Josh Allen sucks shirt. Benjamin says 23-20, which is a lot better than you usually say, Benjamin. You usually say 45 like the 28. So I'll that's a good score. Just sub to your page, Kal-El. Oh, Craig. Okay. Steelers 9. Allen is beatable, but still dangerous. Herbig is going to sack Allen twice, Mark says. And Kal-El, Chris Elliott says, hey, Bubba and Rich. Kal-El, neither defense is great going into this game, but we have some great guys, and the Steelers don't have TJ Watt. But we have Minka. Let me tell you something, kid, from Punxsutawney. This could be Cam Hayward's last game. And Cam Hayward ain't going out no slouch this time, kid. He'll have probably a team meeting, and they're going to do something. I'm telling you. Todd, thanks. Bills are going home, says Todd. So, yes. And I did say that. Minka and Kazee are back. Move Wallace back to the bench. And Joey Porter will be on Diggs. And Diggs sucks so far. If you had him for fantasy, people have been bitching about him. I don't know. Did you have Diggs in fantasy, Rich?
Nope. I did not.
Right. Why?
I won my championship, though. So
well, then there you go. Did you have any Bills?
I did not. Oh, well, Gabe Davis was on my bench all year, and every time I would put him on my starting lineup, he would play like shit and get me 2 points. Every time I'd bench him, he'd score 20. So I just couldn't win with the guy. So he sat all year. I think he played 1 week.
Well, they are going to get rid of Mitch. Mitch is going to be a salary cap hit.
Have to.
KZ, Rao. I like that Rao guy coming in. That's my wife's cousin. We're gonna bring him to the house and we're gonna have autographs and stuff. I never met him in my entire life. The good news is Golden and Herbig are fresh with low snap counts. Yes, Steeler Freak, and it's actually the depth of the outside linebackers this year is 75% better than last year because Malik Reed is not even in the league. So, and let's not even talk. Yeah, Chase Poole. Oh, Chase Poole was bad, man. That was just a terrible bust. And Kyle with this another smart ass comment. It would be great if Josh Allen retires him. He's talking Cam Hayward. If it happens, kid, it happens. But I don't see. I just see a slugfest, and I see, kid, you don't know nothing about redemption stories in your life because you're a young kid. So the redemption,
you're not old enough to have to redeem anything yet. God damn it!
So the thing I'm going with there, Kyle and everybody, is the Mason Rudolph story. This is something that, and even in the media on this side, they've already said something where Tomlin might take a sabbatical. That's been I posted it out there. Hey, look, I'm not a sports journalist, but I just post stuff on my thing. Yeah, after this year, he's gonna take a sabbatical like Sean Payton did. So, and then that's he's on his own, you know. So no, please, Claypool sucks, man. Yeah, Claypool's terrible. Yes, he's 3-0. So okay, hold on. We got Todd says Cam is going to knock Josh out. Khalil, my dad said he might win tickets to the game from work, but if we go, I have to wear Steeler jerseys for a picture. I very easily declined. Well, you know what? Your uncle contacted me, Khalil, and wanted to go up to the game, and I can't because I got to work. But yeah, I can't do it. But I appreciate your uncle. You know, tickets are going actually economically cheap for this Buffalo game. It's probably gonna be cold as hell
because no one wants to go to Buffalo for the playoffs.
No,
it's January in Buffalo.
Shitty.
That's like going to the desert in August. No, thank you.
Oh my God, Cam will have a blood transfusion from his brother halftime to win this game. That is funny. Here, Kyle, he's pretty witty for a young kid. The only redemption story I know is
brain still fresh.
It's not the Cody Rose redemption story.
God,
which needs to be finished. I mean,
he needs to die already.
Yeah, Cody's the best man at some guy's wedding.
Well, Bubba, we lost you there. You were talking and you crackled out. Everybody in the comments
there we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm about to say, who can you hear?
Well, technology, man, it totally sucks. So, yeah, I mean, look, guys, we're gonna do this tomorrow night. And Rich Smoke come on tonight to talk some football, throw out his little bit of, his new project, and we are going to support him 150%. Todd says, all the shit talking aside, I just hope it's a great game and not a stomping. I hope it's a great game and the Steelers win. I don't like when they lose. Chris Ward, thanks for tuning in. So, okay, hold on. Who's the one player that will step up in this game? Okay, Rich. What do you think? Well, what player? You know what? Let's go. I'll let you pick whatever team you want to pick. What player will step up?
Can I just give one for each side?
Yeah, you can. You're allowed to.
Oh man, it's so hard for Pittsburgh. I'm trying to think of a guy on Pittsburgh, and I'm having a hard because there's a bunch of it's a cast of guys. I don't think there's that one guy with Pittsburgh at the moment. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go. I'm going to say TJ Watt shows up and he's still the player of the game for Pittsburgh. I think you have to get some plays out of him. He's the heart and soul of that defense. He gets everybody pumped up. Wow. I'm going to say for Pittsburgh, I'm going to he's 85%. I think TJ Watt is a guy that has to show up. You think he's going to
play?
I think he has to play.
I think he's going to play
too. He doesn't. I think if he doesn't play right away, maybe they shoot him up, see how the game's going kind of thing. And
it only takes one fucking play.
That's
one
it.
fucking play, he strips sack or knocks or fucking sacks fucking strip sack last game.
The only way that he would be out of this game is if it was concussion protocol, if the NFL forced him to stay out.
Right.
In this case, it's going to be fully up to him. And look at J.J. Watt was a warrior. T.J. Watt is a warrior. They both bleed for the gridiron. They love playing football. There's no way in hell he's going to miss out on a playoff run. He's been dying to get back to the playoffs for how long now? And he finally has a shot to go in there. He knows how big of a part he is on this team. The team knows how big of a part he is on this team. T.J. Watt has to suit up. There's no way in hell. If there was a bet for this, I'd bet T.J. Watt's on the playing field for at least half the snaps. So
that's awesome.
Plays,
I like to hear that.
He's player of the game for Pittsburgh. If he doesn't end up going in some crazy way, I'm going to say it's going to come down to Najee. Najee has to be a big part of this offense this week. Now for Buffalo, obviously, eyes always on the quarterback, Josh Allen, MVP caliber type player. He's the player to watch this week for Buffalo. Don't turn the fucking ball over. Don't pull a Brett Favre in Minnesota.
Turn the ball over.
I'm gonna say for them it's gonna be him, and he's gonna have to show up. I mean, it's the obvious one is the quarterback, but for Buffalo, that's huge. And again, same thing. For whatever reason, TJ's not there. For whatever reason, Josh Allen plays like shit.
I hope you're right about that, man. Steeler Nation would be ecstatic if he even walks out on the field in his jersey. That already brings everybody up.
He knows how important he is for that for the morale of that team, and everybody else is aware. It's not like nobody's aware of what's going on. He knows how big this is for the franchise, how big this is for his career. Again, you guys get a little upset win here. Let's say you guys do pull it off and you move on to the next round. You play a team. Yeah, there could be another upset. You could, for example, Miami struggled all year against teams over 500. If Miami somehow finds a way,
Miami doesn't look
I think
that good.
I think Kansas City's going to beat the shit
I
out of
think
them.
Kansas City.
There's no way the NFL's rigged. I mean, NFL system. I mean, NFL schedule allows Kansas City to go out here. Sorry, rigged, torn. I don't know. There's all kinds of fucked up words in there.
Right.
But I mean, Kansas City's going to be a tough battle for you guys, obviously. But
I don't
there could be some
they're
upset.
not the Kansas City of. They're not the Kansas City that like. Oh my God, we're going into Kansas City.
It's still Andy Reid's Chiefs.
I know.
Andy
I understand
Reid,
that, but it's just the stigma. I mean, just the stigma of not. They're not scoring a lot. They just don't look like their receivers are catching balls like they did the games that I've watched, and I've watched a little bit more than usual. And I don't like Taylor Swift, but I got a whole bunch of other people. Since you said, now I got Shane said Chris Boswell. Okay, and Mark from Steeler Nation rhymes with Inca. It must be Minka. Steeler Freak says Porter and Harris on offense, Porter on defense. Jay Devil says Najee and Warren.
This is what I do. I spark controversy. That's what I'm here for.
Did. You reckon TJ plays? Yes.
I don't see him not playing, man. I mean, I think it would have to be really bad.
Pants Allen, Shane says.
It'll have to be now. The only way he doesn't play is if it's a lot worse than what we're being told.
Well, Mark says it's a very serious injury, though. But Shane, like I said before, when I earlier in the show, he is walking around with no brace on. Now, if it was serious, he would be walking around with a brace. He wouldn't be walking around and shit. He knows. They know something that they're not telling us, and they got technological stuff. I don't even know what a grade 2 is. What's a grade 1? So a grade 1 is he plays? I mean, he went from a grade 3 to a grade 2, so now he's at a grade 1. So
a grade 1 is some tenderness and minor pain. A grade 2, noticeable looseness in the knee when moved by hand, major pain and tenderness at the inside of the knee, swelling in some cases. And then a grade 3 will be considerable pain, tenderness at the inside of the knee, some swelling, and marked joint instability. So that is the difference. So basically, 1 is the best scenario. That means that there's just some tenderness, minor pain. Once you hear 2, there's noticeable looseness, which means there's some flexibility in that ligament there, and you're going to get a lot more pain and a lot more tenderness at the inside of the knee. So
hopefully they just ice it down and it goes down to DEFCON 1. And then wrap them up and shoot them up.
And again, if he's at a 1, it says the average MCL tear recovery from a grade 1 is actually 1 to 3 weeks. So depending on how he is and the way that these guys take care of their bodies and the sports science that they have these days and the sports legal medication that they have, he could definitely be back in this game, playing at least 70 to 80%.
Yep.
So
I'll take it.
He might come out like some guys in the past where his whole fucking knee's a big fucking wad.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Get his ass in there.
I'm not high enough to believe TJ come back to this game. Give me a minute.
people played baseball with 5 broken fingers.
Yep.
I mean, if you can do that, you can
play
do
the Ravens. I got tons of comments. Hey guys, thanks for all these comments, man. It's awesome. Yeah, I heard 1 week or 2 weeks tear. Swift shows up. Steelers can win. Yeah. Swift is my ex. The Steelers are going to.
Well,
you're changing the score, Benjamin. You can only.
We bring a Kelsey on here all the time.
Yeah, the third brother.
More love.
We got the third brother.
The special
Eagles can take Tampa Bay. Rich Craig says.
When we actually play our brand of football, yes. If we play the way we've been playing for the last 5-6 weeks, absolutely fucking not.
Well,
the only thing that has me somewhat confident is the fact that the Bucs just barely beat the Panthers 9-0.
That's funny. Taylor Swift dated half the globe. That is true, Mark.
3 quarters, but half is nonetheless.
Hold up. If TJ plays, that would be insane. Yes. Even in Australia, brother, you'll be cheering because I'm telling you, it'll be Rise of the Phoenix. And I'm not talking Phoenix of X-Men. I'm talking a Phoenix of TJ Watt. Is alien. Yeah, he's a physical specimen too. I mean, he's this physical specimen. Now I got Alan, Carlisle's uncle is on the show on Facebook, Donnie Fulmer. I'm not going to talk trash, but when you know. Brock Brewer says Jaylen Warren. Todd says Rao is going to shine. Now this kid's a little delusional. I think he should be in bed now because it's 9:30 at night. I think the Bills' whole team will step up. Kid, I'm telling you, it's not going to be an ass kicking. It's going to be the Steelers playing and you know what? You know what they said today? Tomlin's not a good coach, and fucking the Bills head coach is not a good coach. So neither one of them guys are good head coaches. And that was coming from the media today. I heard. Steele's in the house. I like it. See, Carlisle's uncle Alan said Josh Allen has 4 picks. See, your uncle's a smart man, Carlisle. Carlisle's naming guys. Ed Oliver, I don't know who he is. Jordan Poor, Taylor Rapp. Dude, kid, I don't care about the Buffalo Bills. They're not Thurman Thomas, and there's no Jim Kelly, and there's no James Lofton. They like that the whole season. Josh needs to be Josh versus the Steelers. Last year, 33 to 38-3. Last year is last year, kid. Last year is last year. And we just.
And you popped your audio again there, Bubba. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. One day he'll get this under wraps. Well, it's just me. There you go. Oh, you're gone again.
No, there I am.
There you go.
I need a new headset. I'm poor.
So what the fuck? Did I sign up?
Yeah, I don't know. I just sit here and it just bumps.
I don't get paid enough to host this shit.
Yeah, I can't afford a producer. Chris Elliott said the Steelers beat Buffalo. We pay Baltimore next. Steven Spates from the Steeler Post game. Thanks for tuning in. Larry Stryker from Pro Dream Talk is in the house. He says the Bills are the drizzling shits. But he does say fly, Eagles fly. Steelers team is stepping up, Donnie Fulmer said, and I agree with Donnie. Here's Freight Train. What a duo here. And Benjamin, Steelers versus Cowboys Super Bowl. Oh, Mr. Chauncey Ross, Indiana's County's journalist and radio. Fine man. Thank you, Chauncey Ross, for tuning in. Carlisle says, no, I'm not saying that. What's the biggest line on Hamlin being trotted out for a coin toss? Oh, I don't know. Does he even play?
He barely plays. He has like 3 tackles this year.
Okay. Probably he's not going to make a difference, Chauncey. I don't think so.
He better. By the way, just for the record, he better not get comeback player of the year because of what happened last year. I understand the story. I get what happened. I fully understand.
Okay.
That being said, he is.
Okay, who's your player? Who would be your comeback player of the year?
I mean, it's tough. Obviously, Flacco somewhat deserves to be in that conversation. Played a great year on the couch. But there's a few guys. I had a list of them actually because I'm actually getting ready for my show here in a couple days.
Gotcha.
No, well, we're going to be talking about some award stuff.
Well, don't give your stuff. Yep. Yeah.
No, I'm just giving just a promo shout out. We're going to be talking some favorites for some awards around the league, things like that. But I would say a couple of guys I would mention would have to be Joe Flacco. Hell of a comeback story.
Right.
I know he played last year, but Baker Mayfield could be a comeback player of the year as well. He played the full season, went to a team after being cut by 2 teams last year. The Browns traded him to the Panthers. The Panthers cut him like he was yesterday's trash. Then he goes to the Rams, gets put on the practice squad, comes out, plays a game or two. They dump him back into the trash. Bucks pick him up, and they win the NFC South. Now, arguably the worst division in football, but a win's a win. Terrible, a division's a division does not matter. Winning is what matters. You make the playoffs. So Baker Mayfield did what only 14 teams in the NFL can do. 18 teams would love to be in his spot.
That's what Kal-El said. Baker Mayfield fully deserves comeback player of the year from what he went through last year to winning the NFL. But also, too, I believe they give it off of Joe Flacco because he was sitting on the couch.
But they can't give it to Damar Hamlin. I get the feel-good story. I get the reasoning as to why you would want to do that, but you can't. I mean, again.
Same way about Hamlin, and he hasn't played football. Okay.
You got to play. I mean, the thing is, I get that he almost died last year. It's a touching story. It gave him one hell of a platform. He made a ton of money for charities. He's raised money for kids going through similar things as what he was going through. But you absolutely
that's not the same guy.
But you absolutely cannot sit here and give a guy an award who only had like 3 or 4 tackles on the whole season.
Right.
You just can't do it. There's been so many guys this year that came back and fought their asses off that deserve this award. And it's a hard one to get.
He agrees. Mark agrees with you, Rich.
In my opinion, it's the one genuinely good trophy left in the NFL. It's my favorite one. And I'm going to tell you why. Everybody's up for it. Doesn't matter what position you are. You have a hell of a story comeback, you have a shot at it. The MVP is always a fucking quarterback of some sort. You got the offensive player of the year, which is a quarterback, which is usually the MVP player, whatever. But this is the one award where the average Joe guy who, again, like a Flacco, coming off the couch, a Baker Mayfield, nobody believes in him anymore, gets trashed 3 times, has a great season. This is the one award left in football that is so much fun to watch because it could be anybody. Anybody can have that big year out of nowhere. One of those 2 guys, in my opinion, I would put Mayfield and Flacco right in the conversation for comeback player of the year.
If Mason would have started like 4 more games, he'd be in the contendership for this comeback player of the game because he was a 3rd-string quarterback that's got run out of Pittsburgh, and now he's leading his team into a playoff. So he would be in the top. He would be in the top 5. I bet you right now he's probably in the top 5. He might get 1%, maybe not half. But still, if he was playing 3 more games, say he come in October and took him to a division title, being a 3rd-string quarterback, he would definitely be in contention for comeback player of the year.
Hey, I mean, there's always a chance of that. It's just at this point, I get the feel good stories, I get all that, but at some point, we have to move off of that and say, you know what? Let's give this to the guy who was truly out of the game or truly was counted out.
Even Kal-El agrees with you. He's like, from a Bills fan, he only played 2 games.
He did. He didn't play. I mean, if he played all year and he had like a really good season, absolutely put him in there. I'm not playing favoritism here whatsoever.
Right.
But you got to give it to the guy who plays the game at a high level. You can't say you're playing the game at a high level if you're sitting on the bench.
True. Very true. And Chauncey Ross said just being in uniform is warm and fuzzy. That's it. Token roster spot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Rich, I appreciate you coming on, talking football knowledge as you do, brother.
I talk shit with anybody.
Hey, and like I said, everybody, if you want to come on tomorrow night, I'm going to have Shane coming on, Shane Stodmiller, special field correspondent. I'm doing this show 9 o'clock all week long. Mark, if you want to come on, brother, I know Australia time. If you would like to come on Thursday or Friday, please let me know. Or Saturday, I'm going straight up 7 straight days. If you want to come on anytime, Wednesday, I will. I'm getting booked. JT Toth of Draft 412. He will be my special guest Wednesday because that'll be the show that I actually download on Spotify. So yes, every night I'm talking Steelers football every night. It's like a pre-party kind of thing. So if anybody, and Kal-El's coming, the kid's coming on Friday because I said, hey man, it's a school night. So Friday at 9 o'clock, kid, you can stay up and we'll see your Buffalo expertise when it's, yes, you're coming on Friday, Kal-El, at 9 o'clock.
I'm gonna come on just for you, Kal-El.
Yeah, well, everybody, it could be. I don't care who comes on. Anybody that wants to come on, but also too, a lot of the Mania Mega Panel always is invited on. Now, if anybody else wants to come on, please send me your email address, and I will give you an invite. And if you just want to come on and give your score and say hi to everybody, that's cool too. Yeah, that's okay. He just realized that when he hit the button. Yes, you're coming on at 9 because you don't have school the next day. So I don't want any child labor laws saying, hey, Bubba, you had a young kid on your podcast at 9:30 at night on a school night. Yeah, Freight Train, you need to make it on too. Thursday, Friday. Hey, Saturday, brother. Saturday's going to be a big show. I will email you, Mark. I will email you. Email me later. I'll email you. We'll get it started. I'll Facebook you. Do what you need to do. Tomorrow's going to be Shane and anybody else that wants to come on. Raise a glass of Foster's Lager for beer. I drank that one time. Yeah. Count me in on Saturday. Okay, Saturday.
Not very good.
Saturday you're in. We can have a whole big giant prep. It's a pep rally. Pep rally Saturday. I could get the old Steeler polka. I get it playing in the background because it'd be copyrighted.
Steelers polka.
Steelers.
Okay.
That's right, man. Steelers polka.
Sure. Okay.
You never heard of Steelers polka?
I wish I still didn't. That's a very interesting thing there. I never heard of that shit a day in my life, but we'll roll with it.
Then I'll have to bring it out. I'll have to play it. I'm going to find it now. Not right now, but I'll definitely do it. So, Shane, you can come on any night, man. Any night. So, okay, everybody. Thanks. Yeah, Shane's coming on tomorrow.
Oh,
Shane's coming on.
Tune it out. Just kidding. Love you, Shane.
Raise the Carlton Dry. I don't know what that is. Smoke don't know the Steelers polka. No, he don't. Freight Train. But I'm going to play it.
I have
taste.
Saturday, I have taste. Sure. That's all.
I should play it every day this week.
Oh God.
Yep. I'm going to have to look for it now.
It's funny. Once you play it, I've probably heard it before.
You've heard it.
I probably just don't.
Yes, Chris, we are doing our football picks Wednesday. We are doing our football picks Wednesday at 8:00. So 8:00 to 8:55 or 8:59. And then I'm going right into the Black and Gold podcast show at 9:00. So yes, we will give our picks. Smoke will add it all up like he usually does. And we were going to shoot the playoff games. You know who I'm picking. I'm picking Steelers already. So I already know that, but I picked them all year. As crazy as it sounds, I can't go against them. It's against my religion.
It's against my religion.
It's against my religion. I can't go against them. Even though they make me angry, I can never pick against the Steelers. It's like Wesley Snipes in one of those movies. Just, bet on Black 21. I can't ever go against the Steelers. So, yes. But everybody, hey, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank Rich Smoke for coming in. The new podcast extraordinaire. What's the name of the podcast again, Rich?
That would be the NFL Elite Banter. So BANTER. So it's NFL Elite Banter is what that is right now.
Everybody, when he gets it out, please like and subscribe. And when he does it, I will share it on all my social media stuff. Kal-El, Rich is ready for Baker Mayfield to destroy the Eagles. 2 big games for me this week. See, Kal-El got something.
And that's I know they already pretty much picked what the awards are, but if Mayfield wins one playoff game, and if Flacco win one playoff game, it's damn sure down to those two for the comeback player of the year, by the way. I mean, if either one of those guys win a playoff game after doing nothing, especially when one of those teams hired, they traded for a guy, gave away their entire future and gave a $250+ million guaranteed contract.
I hear you, brother.
Flacco comes in and plays better than him. Flacco needs to get that award, man.
I wouldn't go against the Steelers either. Okay, what does Craig got? Who's in town with the good football team? Hey, I'm telling you, it's right here.
When my team actually wakes up and my quarterback doesn't play like a fucking peewee football player, my team is the real fucking team.
Here we go. And that's the whole way from Australia, 15 hours away. Brock, thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for tuning in. We're going to do this. I'm doing this again tomorrow at 9:00 Tuesday. The third straight day of Steelers pep rally playoff talk against the crappy, shitty Buffalo Bills. So,
be here or you suck.
Yeah, well, Kal-El's like, go Bills. And I'm sure he'll be on tomorrow. But it's past your bedtime, kid. And we will see Kal-El Friday. He's coming on. And Brock says, here we go. So everybody, thank you. Please hit like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Spotify. Hook up with all the guys from the Mania guys that have all these shows out. Support all of us. We're just trying to entertain you and do stuff that we love. So Rich, thanks for coming on and being the NFL knowledgeable guest that you are. You're the wizard of guru-ness and the smartest man in Philly.
Wow. All righty.
I know. I'm good with that. So, okay, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9. Go Steelers. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. Peace out, people. Woo!